Professor Bala because, well, it's Bala. That's it.
I would say that Dr. Goodman is my favorite professor just because I love how his lectures tie in everything together.
Dr. Kretzer, of course, and a tie between him and Dr. Reddy.
I really like Dr. Eagleman. He was interesting. But seriously, it was just because of the subject matter, not other stuff.
Okay.
You can't use that.
Dr. Eagleman because he's hot.
So my favorite lecturer was actually Dr. Glee.
I really love anatomy, so it'd have to be I love the entire anatomy team.
I like Greg and Glenn because now I know the difference between a tangerine and a mandarin orange.
Dr. Gannon, I just loved his amazing passion for teaching. He literally brought pathology to life. You get it? Because pathology is dead and you brought the... That's not funny.
Like Dr. Reddy goes out of his way to say hi to students. Like I've seen him just stop and talk to people.
Always there to give us all the answers on the test, or at least prep us and tell us what's important.
Dr. Kretzer, because of everything he says you remember because his outrageous comments.
You do realize that I'm not a medical student.
I think my favorite professor was Dr. Gannon because he made me want to be a pathologist.
Dr. Kretzer. I'm gonna have to go with Dr. Goodman. One, because he's standing right behind you, and I hope he hears me right now.
Dr. Owens. Why? Because I guess he keeps you really engaged. Like he actually comes and talks to you and uses we and bless you and things like that to sort of get away from the lecture, but also at the same time keep you focused.
I think I liked Dr. Taruya, because if you enunciate him and you put him on 2x, he sounds really normal.
I think my favorite teacher is Dr. Brand because she was just so enthusiastic about teaching us and always so, geared towards helping us students grow and, survive med school.
Glenn because he knows it all. It's good, right?
I really enjoyed Dr. Tallman and Dr. Yeoman. They both have this really dry sense of humor, and I think that they should actually go on tour as a two-man comedy show across the country, and they probably make a lot of money that they could then donate to BCM, and I think they'd be thankful for it.
Greg Duncan when he said it's like waving a finger in the Grand Canyon, talking about the lady parts.
Greg used Cheetos for ovaries.
I didn't really go to class. Probably all the practicals and the practicals, just giving up every Friday afternoon.
When Dr. Goodman was yelling at everybody about the donut.
I think a second year brought like a box of donuts to the very front, and all the first years went nuts. Like we were all savages. I think Michael DeVoe roundhouse kicked 8 people out of the way, and we were just chowing down on these donuts, and all of a sudden Dr. Goodman out of nowhere, everybody get back in your seat! I was like, everybody sit down!
My favorite memory from the year is when he put that picture of the big penis up. That was pretty funny.
Frank Kretzer with the fireman's hat, I thought that was pretty hilarious.
Kretzer's fireman hat. You don't get to see the fireman hat in the lecture hall very often.
Frank Kretzer pulls a red fireman's helmet out of nowhere. He must be doing magic in his free time.
What was he doing? I don't know, but it was something like this, everyone was moving.
Watching everyone go like this and go like that, it was a spectacle to see.
And Mitch told me that Dr. Reddy had come up to him and asked him if I was homeschooled because he legitimately thought that I didn't know where babies came from. He was concerned about this and wanted to educate me.
My favorite memory, I think, is when Dr. Pataki was lecturing. All I remember is I turned around to get something in my backpack, and I turned back and I looked at her, and she was on the floor laughing, and I was trying to figure out what happened.
Sitting on the squishy floor in the histology lab, wondering why I was there on a Friday afternoon and knowing that it's probably the best place for me to be right then.
It's got to be Dr. Goodman dancing around, showing off all these neurological disorders.
Can you show us what he did?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Peace up, A-Town. Yeah! Okay! Let's go! In the club with my homies, trying to get a little VI, keep it down on the low key. sitting in my ear, you would think that she knew me. Decided to cheat. Conversation got heavy. She had me feeling like she's ready to blow. Watch out! She's saying, come get me. Come get me. I'm the deuces. I'm the deuces.
Are you ready?
Let's get started. Let's get started.
Let's get started.
Okay, let's get started. That's the best I can do.
Catechol.
D as in damnation.
Factor 12. Then it goes to factor 11.
Get naked, cowboy, because we gotta hose him down.
Baby, not baby. This is baby. This is non-baby.
Frank Kretzer. Me and Frank Kretzer. And it's Bob Dolman. That sounds more like Super Mario. I'm sorry.
She's not pretty, but she's good.
To factor 8.
I don't give a shit.
Factor 2.
Sildenafil, it fills the penis. I think I lost it for like 10 minutes.
So we're talking about sildenafil. Isn't sildenafil the penis?
Hit it, Helma.
It's on the bone. It's on the bone. It's on the bone. It's on the tympanic lip of the osteospiral lamina. It's on the bone. You must never forget it. So Dr. Kretzer, I don't think I'll ever forget it. But I just don't know what's on the bone.
If the wound is big, platelets bind to von Willebrand factor.
So he says, hit it, Paloma, and then all of us students go.
Hot. I'm really, really hot. With the fireman hat, Dr. Kretzer.
I'm hot, I'm really hot.
No, Sammy, no. There's not enough stimulation. Little boys, they're taught to come quick. They're in the shower. Their mom's banging on the door. There's not enough time to develop a muscle. It takes 10 seconds.
It's called butt fucking.
You gotta know it.
Thank you, and especially for during the first semester, like keeping everybody energized and motivated.
I just really appreciate all the teachers have been just amazing.
Thanks so much. You know, I've really had a memorable experience here at Baylor.
To say is thank you for doing an amazing job this year. I feel like I learned a lot.
I really appreciate that they do this every year for us.
Thank you to all of them for taking their time out to teach us.
Just thank you to all the professors. They put so much time and work into it outside of school even.
Thanks for a great year.
I mean, they've definitely gone like above and beyond what most professors I feel like usually do for their students.
It's been a great year, and looking forward to next year.
During lecture, it's really helped, and it's going to make us better doctors, so I really appreciate it.
And I feel like I've gotten the best education in the entire United States here at Baylor.
Thank you to all the professors and all the TAs for an amazing year. It's one that none of us will ever forget.